Dude, sucker punches me, puts me in a chokehold, doesn't squeeze, but he's like, I need you to realize pain is okay.
This is the CLIMACO podcast.
Welcome to another episode of the CLIMACO podcast. I have a very special guest today. He began his own e-commerce store at the age of 17. Today, he's 21 and a multi-millionaire with multiple businesses. Jacob Levinrad.
What's up,
Did I say
man?
that right?
Yes, sir. Perfect.
Perfect.
Which is rare.
Yeah.
It's like about 50-50.
Welcome to the podcast, man. I am so happy to have you here.
I appreciate it, bro. I'm excited to be on.
You are probably my youngest guest I've ever had, and I'm really
Boom.
excited about that.
I got the trophy.
Because yeah, you do. Because I think it's so important what the new generation is doing and learning from the previous generation.
100%.
So you're a great example of that. Let's start off by, for those who may not know you, tell us a little bit about yourself.
100%. So, as you said, love the intro, and honestly, I'm pretty surprised you hit the name perfectly. Left school pretty young. I left school at 16, half because I was pretty rebellious, then half the situation I had with my family. They were kind of like almost cool with it.
School's not really for everybody.
It's facts. It's not, and it's
designed to make 9-to-5 workers.
Yeah, I think that it's like a roller coaster you're strapped into.
Yeah.
That isn't a one size fits all,
Exactly.
Some people just don't like roller coasters.
Right.
And yeah, I left school pretty young, had my whole ups and downs. I always tell people it wasn't easy. It's not easy for anyone. Like, I had my shit going on. Everyone does. First few years were interesting. We could dive into whatever. I'm curious to see what we get into, but figured it all out. And I now have that multi-millionaire title, which is cool, the cars and stuff.
Yeah.
But a lot still to do. Hopefully the next few years, few decades, I'll look back at this and see it's just been changed so far.
Who was Jacob in high school?
Good question. I haven't been asked that. Man, young, I was I'm a happy guy. I'm a very glass half full person.
I can tell.
Yeah.
You have high energy.
Fuck yeah. And I honestly, without that, I probably wouldn't have made it here. I probably would have borderline probably killed myself, for lack of better words. I mean, I had some tough times.
A lot of that happens, yeah.
Yeah. So, dude, for me in high school, it was this but amplified because there was no stress. I mean, it was just happiness. One of my big things is I was always solid. I'm really, really good with math. And specifically in school, the only issue was I hated the idea of studying. I could learn it, I'd retain info well. Didn't study well. So my grades were 3.0 GPA. 10th grades where it really went downhill. Just high school partying. I had my parents got divorced when I was pretty young. So my mom I lived with my mom, mainly she raised me.
Right.
And my dad was around. Great. Love my family, love my life. I always tell people I don't want to change a thing. But my house was open a lot. My mom would travel and shit. So she was gone, throwing parties, having fun.
That's awesome.
And then one party, the principal pulled up. And then from there it was downhill. They made me sign a contract.
Wow.
Kicked
What high
out.
school did you go to?
It was in Boca Raton. Some people know it's Spanish River. It's around there. And I almost dabbled to a second high school. But I ended up not being able to, as I kind of was in that 50-50 with getting kicked out. But I was so happy. It really just went downhill once they were frankly treating me shitty. I mean, they treated me like a prisoner for throwing a party.
Wow.
And it was a fucking random bitch that gave a guy head, and that's what they pinned on me. And they were saying you're making everyone be degenerates. I'm like, bro, it's not me. Yeah, no, it was crazy, dude. Because I did definitely corrupt our grade a bit, but it was fun. And
somebody had to do it.
Exactly. But dude, just so happy. I'm a very social guy. And it was funny how it changed once I left.
Is that where you began your entrepreneurship career? How did that come out? How did that come to be?
Yeah. OG days, I've always been a predominant money-oriented person. Some people say money buys happiness. Some people say it doesn't. I don't give a fuck. I want to make more money. I think everyone does. And
it's better to cry in a Lambo.
Exactly. Yeah. or a few.
Yeah.
And yeah, because of that, dude, it was I was always thinking about money. Earliest days, I can vividly remember is 8, 9 years old, just with my brother fucking around betting.
Right.
My parents would give me money. I would just save it. I always had some cash. Once I was 13, I'm Jewish, I had a bar mitzvah at that time. $2,000 in gifts that my parents let me keep. It was 20, 30 grand in total, I think. We did a huge party, a ton of people.
Awesome.
Yeah, and it's very popular. People gift and shit.
Yeah.
They let me keep 2 or 3 because they covered the expenses first, and then gave me the 2, which was insane.
Wow.
And I bought a golf cart, 9th grade area, a year or 2 later. Then I sold it, and when I sold the golf cart, I originally bought it. The guy bought it for I think he stole it. So he got such a cheap, like, I mean, it was free for him. He gave it to me for like $1,000.
Wow.
I sold it on Craigslist a year later for 2. I'm like, that's insane. And then from there, I had a few $1,000. Where it really started hitting was I sold a second golf cart, sold some hoverboards, bought and sold IO Hawks. A lot of people remember those.
Yeah.
I bought 6 of them on Alibaba as I wanted to have one myself, not realizing that the minimum order quantity was 6. So, dude, shit like that, buying and selling, flipping. And it really hit when I had to make money, which was when I was like kind of getting kicked out.
Right.
And that's when like e-com started hitting in the sense
Your
of me
back was to the
trying it.
wall.
Yeah. It was like my whole, goal and like deal with my mom that I tell people. That kind of was the thing is I had to make money in 6 months.
Right.
We said 50 grand. I think I ended up having like 30. And once I had that, she was cool with me staying out.
Bro, most 14, 15-year-olds are playing Fortnite, right? Doing stupid shit. Why were you so business driven at that young age?
I think a lot of my success, which I think I don't credit enough and need to, because I don't think it was just like me being a beast.
Right.
I think my mom, dad, and brother, all in my life, we were just like a money-driven family. Both of my parents were
Got it.
a lot of their life self-employed, trying to do things, and they're not crazy rich, but I mean, we grew up. My dad had like a BMW 5 Series. We had a house, food,
Right.
all the necessities. We were like upper middle class.
You guys are well off.
And dude, just because of that, it was always just a thought for me that money is such a big factor in life. Honestly, I wanted shit.
Right.
Like, I feel like everyone does. My first car was a Honda. I wanted a BMW. Then I wanted the Tesla, Lambo, McLaren. But yeah, dude, I wanted it. And I think everyone might have a different reason for why they work, why they do what they do.
Right.
But especially in the beginning for me, it was just solely buying power and security.
How did you know about wholesaling, Alibaba? Where'd you learn that from?
So in the first world with e-com and online, it's either Alibaba or like AliExpress.
Right.
Mainly because you're buying either in bulk or kind of one by one.
Right, but you were 14, bro.
Well, it was with the IO Hawks. I needed them. I needed an IO Hawk. I was like, I'm a very tech savvy person. I've always loved little gadgets.
Yeah.
The IO Hawks are lit, even now. Like,
They
I
are.
think all 3 of us, if there was one in the fucking hallway, we would rip it.
For sure.
So, dude, they were $1,500 when this is when it was like Justin Bieber was one of the first guys I saw who had one.
Right.
I was like, bro, it was $1,500.
I remember that.
Bro, it was so expensive.
Yeah.
And it was my mom who's the one who told me you should check to try to buy it straight from the supplier. Because she kind of,
That's a good mom.
yeah, she like almost pointed out that it didn't seem like proprietary. It's something someone
Right.
can copy. It's like, a chair.
Right.
And I think that's the very interesting factor that no one really talks about is there's products that are like proprietary and aren't. Like this water bottle, no one can remake the, I forget what it's called, Essentia water bottle.
Right.
But
But you can grab that water, put it in a new bottle, put a new
Rebrand it.
label.
on the same side, like an iPhone's different. You can't buy a cheaper iPhone. You're just
Right.
fucked. And it's interesting, complex little breakdown there. But the IO Hawks, dude, I got on Alibaba. I saw they were $200-300, just unbranded. I was like, lit. The minimum order quantity was 6, and that also when I bought them, I just wanted to break even. So I
Right.
wanted to sell the other 5.
You just wanted one.
But I sold it to my friends for like $600-700 a pop. So I was
Wow.
making. I bought them for $300. Like I have.
You doubled your price.
Yeah, on my story YouTube video too, I literally show a photo of like all 6 of my boys. We all had hoverboards.
And it's still half the price of what it was retail.
Yeah, so they're happy. I'm happy. That's a business.
I was watching your YouTube video of how you came up, and you mentioned there that you were selling iPhone cases.
Yeah.
In your freshman year.
Yeah, those did bad. I bought them. That was before I even knew Alibaba existed, as I probably could have gotten it even cheaper. I bought iPhone bumpers on Amazon, 10-pack for $10. $1 a case, pretty good on Amazon.
Right. Yeah, it's not bad.
And I was selling them in school, eventually a swap meet, although it did terrible. In the school, it did great. It was interesting because, like, marketing was so easy there that it wasn't
Right.
hard to sell. Then I went to the wrong audience. I went to a swap meet.
Mm.
And it's like, I mean, if you don't know what a swap meet is, it's like, think of like, a clearance section of Walmart, but
Right.
people are doing it on their own. It's bad. It's like a thrift shop on steroids outside that you don't have to have a business to do. So everyone just puts up any shit they want to sell. It's like a garage sale of 1,000 families.
Right.
And dude, I don't know why me and my mom thought that was a good idea, but she drove me. I remember I didn't have that much money, probably $500,000. I went to the bank and I had them split it into like change. So it was like, I had $1 in pennies, $1 in quarters, and
Wow.
every bill you can think of. Bro, I set up like everything. Photo of this too on my landing page. Like it's all verifiable shit. Set up a whole desk. I got a banner. Bro, I sold like 2 cases.
That's crazy.
But great experience. And like even looking back
Yeah.
now, it's like I'm blessed that I was able to have that Just like even memory. It's cool.
Because now you know.
Now I know. I've seen both sides of the spectrum.
How did all that experience develop your marketing strategy?
Yeah, funny enough, I actually sold a similar case like years later, 2.5 years ago. At this point, that was it was like a sticky case, sticks on walls and mirrors. Some people have seen it.
I've seen it. Yeah.
Yeah, those crushed. But way back, dude. I mean, I think everything in your life will impact you in different ways. Some good, some bad.
For sure.
And for me, the biggest thing I've always been a big believer on, especially these last few years, is advantages and disadvantages with anything.
Right.
If you want to, grow on social media, you got to go and film. And on the contrary, if you definitely want to like do terrible in business, take a shot of tequila every morning. So I'm a big advocate in that. And I think the biggest thing I probably took from those initial experiences is I knew what worked and didn't. It was the volume game.
Right.
One thing people,
trial and error.
Yeah, people say I'm 22, so I'm younger, but fundamentally, skill of business isn't from age. It's theoretically from time in business.
For sure.
Like if you work at McDonald's till you're 60 and then start in business, the person might have 40 years on me, but I'm still going to be fundamentally better at business than them.
Right.
And that's, I think, where I win is I started at 15. So although I'm 22, I feel like I really compete with like a 30-year-old entrepreneur.
Probably older. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Do you have any like special tactics that you do marketing wise? Or is it just something that you've, the knowledge is there, you took it and ran with it?
I think the biggest thing I've probably got down, nothing really with marketing, it's special. I love the analogy that I think marketing amplifies a good product. And even better, I was in a meeting earlier today and I explained it that marketing is like gasoline to a campfire.
Okay.
So if you have a campfire you built that has fucking, the sticks are all wet and shit.
Right.
And your fucking buddy pissed on it and who knows what the fuck is wrong with this fire. Dude, you can pour gasoline on it. It's not really going to,
Right.
Especially if there's no flame. So you can't fix and you can't run ads and promote without something good. And the main thing, the what makes the world go around is like value trade. It's
For sure.
solving someone's problem. So if you have that, you're down. And I think the advantage and disadvantage thing, like that conversation, bro, is like, it saved me. Looking at things at the advantage versus disadvantage of doing it and guaranteeing things. For instance, if I wanted to guarantee making on a small scale, making $20, maybe my business was tanking. Like, how could I guarantee it? I'd go panhandle, or I'd go fucking clean someone's cars.
Right.
So I guarantee my shit. The shit I really need to happen. I do so much extreme action and I have very extreme ownership for it to happen and work that it happens. At least if I did it correctly.
I can tell that you have a real hustler mindset.
I appreciate that, bro.
Like a real go-getter mindset. Who were your mentors or are your mentors? Who do you look up to?
One thing I've done, and it's starting to work really well, and I highly recommend anyone watching this, is I think the mentor word and us, like, we can feel it and be okay with it. Some people think it's like genuinely cheesy. I think that's the best way to explain it.
Clickbait and shit.
Yeah, you think like, and past even the money, imagine if a mentor was free. Just I've almost tried to tell people, forget the mentor word because it like scares people. I feel almost.
Yeah.
You're getting help. And one thing I've really been trying to do lately is working and finding people that are older than me. Just generally, whether it's older friends, even a client, or on the opposite, like me paying them and me being their client, being around older people, because I've just realized fundamentally age almost always equals wisdom.
For sure.
In many different forms.
Experience.
Yeah, it's a fact.
Yeah.
Dude, with mentors, and that's one thing I was going to say is I'm trying to find older people now these last few weeks, even like VC firms. I was telling you about that earlier off pod.
Mm-hmm.
Luke Ganetz was probably the number one guy. He's 25. He's not older or that much older, but very smart guy. Made a ton of money. He's in NFT world now with Pudgy Penguins. I probably paid him like $50,000.
Wow.
Maybe a little less, but just consulting. I've done a lot of consulting with him.
Right.
Plan to do a lot more. Shout out Luca if you're watching this. Absolute beast. Other than him, dude, I think a lot of it's been online. You can get mentoring and help from people.
For sure.
If you don't pay them, you could watch their YouTube videos.
Right.
Just won't be as
Like
personalized.
Gary Vaynerchuk or something like that.
Exactly. Dude, him, Tony Robbins. I saw Tony Robbins pretty early in Cardone. Grant Cardone, I think, is one of the most interesting people in the world when it comes to social media.
I agree.
Because he not only is monetizing it better than anyone, but he's not really liked.
He's very underrated.
Dude, underrated, very intelligent. Yeah. He did it all in like the last 8 years. Yeah. Everything past that, before that, was.
And he's like 62, some shit like that.
Dude. Bro, what fucking blows my mind that people don't realize is that it's very, very rare for someone to crush without being loved. It's almost like it never shows itself.
Right.
It's almost always the people who really crush. I'm talking like Justin Bieber, like hundreds of millions, billions of dollars.
Right.
They need to be loved. That older guy, he hates debt. You know what I'm talking about? Dave Ramsey.
Dave Ramsey.
He is a good example where I personally fucking hate that guy. No actual vendetta. He didn't do anything to me. I just think his opinions are fucking garbage. Warren Buffett too. I don't love Warren Buffett, but either or, later convo if you want.
I just think Dave Ramsey is for
Normal people.
the regular Joe. Exactly.
Bro, when he says to not use debt, it like kills me. But either or, dude, he's loved. And that's
Yeah.
why, bro, he's not even like, he didn't do anything that special. He's a basic ass like course platform.
Yeah.
I train people fundamentally better, but he's so loved. That advantage just elevated the shit out of him. So that's it, dude. I look up to those guys. Cardone I love. And I haven't gotten true personalized coaching from Grant yet. I just did like a $40,000 package though with them. I'm doing
Nice.
it next month.
10X.
10X 360 it's called. So
Were you at the event?
I went for like 2 hours. I wanted to meet the guy I was talking to. But dude, I'm a big believer. Like if you can't afford coaching or anything, like fuck it. If you find someone doing something you want to do, watch their content online. It won't
Right.
be as personalized, but you'll learn something. And if you can, getting one-on-one calls with them is the best.
Do you feel any pressure from being so young and successful and
dude.
rich?
Ton lately, way worse than it's ever been. The last like 2 months have like really been intense. It's a good
What
way to
kind of
put it.
pressure are you feeling, and how do you deal with it?
I love analogies. I love analogies. Like period. I just love them.
Yeah.
And I explain it best with an analogy of I feel like I'm in the middle of a blackjack hand for like $20 million. And I am like fundamentally like a multimillionaire, just about. And I could do well. I'm happy. I'm proud of
Right.
myself. My parents are proud. All my expenses are paid, dude. I have my I have $200,000
amazing.
in watches. Thank God, dude. It's great.
Yeah.
And I'm loving now
God
meeting
bless.
people. Yeah. But what's very interesting that I think people don't realize is you want way more what you don't have than what you don't have than what you do.
Right.
So like you could have 2 mil, but you getting to 20 mil is way more valuable to you.
For sure.
Even you getting in my eyes, like I way more want making 2 more mil than I like care about thinking that I have, a few million bucks.
Right.
And dude, like hardcore. Right now, all I could think about is I don't want to lose that blackjack hand. I need it to win. Like
Right.
I told my dad earlier, he told me like why I'm not having more breaks, and I said it's like I'm gonna make the percentage of success 100. There's just nothing that could stop it, and wait till the hand hits, then I'll take a break.
You remind me of the man in the arena. It's a quote by Theodore Roosevelt.
I've never seen
And
this.
it's basically saying that he would rather bleed and die in the arena than to be a spectator.
I fucking love that. I fucking love that. Yeah.
You know, and I get that vibe from you, that you would rather be in the arena slaying it.
I feel like I have such a good opportunity,
Yeah.
I feel like very blessed to be where I am. And I think that a lot of it, like there was parts of it that was luck. For instance,
For sure.
thank fuck we're not in like a shitty economy if like the economy,
Right.
if I was born it's 2024 now. If I was born 16 years prior, now would have been 2008. Everything would probably fail, right? Which would have sucked. Thank God that's not the case. I'll knock on fucking something for Biden. No issues. But as long as everything goes smooth, we're good.
But on the other hand, out of '08 came a lot of opportunities because everything fell,
That's true.
right? So it could have gone both ways.
I love that. It's actually funny enough. One of the first times I feel like I've been on the opposite of the glass is half full. Normally I'm very like optimistic, but I agree with you. I guess, and I'm happy with how things are going. I really don't want to fuck it up. The blackjack hand analogy is a great way to say it. Where
Right.
like I have my few $1 million in chips. I'm good. I already cashed out.
Right.
It's good. I am good. But what people don't see is I have a $20 million hand. I'm not fucking just gonna walk away from the table.
Right.
I'm finishing that hand, and I have a good cards. So I'm looking really good, and that's my big thing, dude. That I'm trying to get a little better at actually saving, and not just on the extent of like saving money, but more so on really having a goal. I think I was lacking a goal a bit earlier in my life, and I think now I'm having more so of goals where I want to be. Right now, like later this year, I'm probably gonna move into real estate and buy a place in Dorado in Puerto Rico.
Okay.
Something chill, maybe $1 million
Yeah,
bucks,
yeah.
just like an apartment or something there.
Maybe $1 million.
Yeah, I feel like, bro, people think like Puerto Rico, like fucking, guru, like instantly like,
Right.
oh, if he doesn't have a $30 million house, he's fucking poor.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I always say too, I think I'm a normal guy. I used to say normal kid. I'm 22, so I can't throw the kid too much anymore. I'm a normal young adult.
So let's go into goals a little bit.
Fuck yeah.
What is your big goal? Give me a 5-year goal. Where do
Yeah.
you want to be at 27?
I like that. 30, I think 100 million. I love that. I don't have that too set. The main goal, I think, for me right now, and I'm not going to hit people with like cheesy shit. I want to fucking help 10 million people. I think
Right.
99% you hear that is like some fucking bullshit.
Right.
For me, my biggest thing is I want to do really well in a very positive way.
Okay.
So like I want to go and make a lot of money. I don't want to do it in a way that fucks people. I don't want to do it in a way that doesn't help people.
Right.
So that like solving people's problem is the root of all money transfer
100%.
always.
It's how you make money.
Yeah.
Solve problems.
Dude, almost, yeah. Like everything everyone does normally is around problems.
Yeah.
For me right now, offering really good products to people, helping people, coaching social media, and this mentoring is like really, really what I wouldn't even just say I'm passionate about. Because again, I think people get like that cheesy vibe when someone says that.
Right.
So for anyone who is feeling like a cringe if I say I'm passionate about what I do, realize that it's because I enjoy what I do. It makes good money and it doesn't hurt people. And that's the recipe of something great. And yeah, that's what I'm doing now. It's fun. I'm trying to move into acquisition, so buying like small portions of businesses and investing in coaching and like kind of helping them. That's like going to be like my highest ticket. And dude, other than that, maybe like by the end of this year, my biggest goal right now on a financial level is getting to 8 figures, like to my name.
Yeah.
No business valuation bullshit. And fuck, man, other than that, figuring out life.
How do you plan to get there?
Right now,
Real estate? Is that your avenue? No?
I'm not really, so I'm not heavy in like when it comes to actual like storage of like my money. It's pretty much right now all in cash and crypto.
Okay.
Crypto I almost view as cash. Some people don't. I kind of do. It just fluctuates a lot.
Right.
Dude, like straight up.
Wait, you have all your money in
cash and crypto.
okay.
Yeah. No, not all of my money in crypto.
Got it.
Like 25% of my money.
Okay.
A little heavier right now.
I'd say it's ballsy.
Yeah. No, I would have a stroke on podcast. Especially yesterday was crazy. But dude, what I was going to is that I don't believe in real estate for me right now.
Okay.
I think when people say they do or don't believe in real estate, that doesn't make sense because I think that life changes.
For sure.
And,
We evolve.
Yeah, exactly. For me right now, I'm pretty confident when I have pretty much like I'll be pretty open, like 4 to 8 million cash.
Okay.
That's when I'm going to probably move into buying a place, Puerto Rico.
Got it.
This year, ideally, maybe even if I do it quick enough, I won't have to this year, but I want to stop this fucking tax situation. Government is just, it's fucked. So Puerto Rico helps that.
You got to live there though, right? Like 180.
181, yeah.
181 days, yeah.
Theoretically, it's actually 2 years. People think if you go for a year and then dip, it doesn't count. You have to do 2 years. They actually look at 365 days over 2 years, which is interesting.
Okay.
But yeah, either or, dude. My biggest thing I think is I want to move into real estate when I'm like ready at that like next kind of income goal.
Right.
All my money I want to make is from business. That's my thing. I'm not going to rely on investments to create a gain.
Right.
In my eyes, it'll just be like
You
a
want
cherry
cash
on
flow.
top. Yeah. My thing is business. I love business. I love the idea of making money, funnels, ads, dude. It's where I started. Like sell a product, you make money, do it a lot of fucking times.
What have you learned from being an entrepreneur?
Life is extremely unfair, and the people that are not okay with that can like fuck off. And I think so many people have such a like lackluster motivation to
Hold on.
win.
I want to let that sit for a second. Life is not fair, and if you're not okay with that, fuck off.
Yeah. Like,
I love that.
yeah, and I was gonna like say like, I don't know, just I hate when people aren't confident, aren't
Because
like,
life is not fair.
it's not, and they don't have
Stop
ownership.
complaining about it. Deal with it.
Exactly, dude. I had a fucking disgusting tax bill I just recently had to pay. While that was happening, bro, like puke-inducing. While that was happening, I had some major issues, not with me not having money, but me
Right.
literally having lack. I had money locked from processor, while also I just made a huge investment into crypto. It's pretty much just I moved too much money out of like my active bank accounts.
Got it.
Sketchy situation.
Yes.
And what people don't realize is that I could have gone and been a fucking pussy about it, gone and watched Netflix, smoked a joint, like, for lack of better words, been
Right.
a bitch, or could have just faced it head on.
Right.
And I think so many people, I've seen it a lot because I help a lot of beginners and I try to push them through it. I have what's called God mode, where I pretty much teach people to like be one below God, become a fucking superhuman. And it's crazy to me that even with teaching it, some people don't have it, they don't get it. But my big thing, dude, that I fucking love, and on the contrary, the side of it where it's like fuck off, is
Right.
I'm gonna do whatever I can to make my life better. If anything doesn't work, I just fix it. It's like solving a fire.
Yeah, for sure.
And anyone who can't do that, they could fuck off, dude. Like there's people out there that are running the I mean, anyone fundamentally that does drugs or drink to get out of stress, we've all been there.
For sure.
That is the definition of like that like what I said, the whole
Yes.
fuck off thing. If
Yeah.
you're like avoiding your problems instead of attacking them, and then you blame that on like life, you lost.
If you spend all your time dwelling and not, giving yourself a jolt to wake the fuck up and go accomplish what needs to be accomplished, I agree with you. You're fucking weak and you're not gonna make it.
People don't, dude. It's like, and it sucks because it's such a big part of America. I think also there's the world even, but there's other factors. Eating like shit. I mean, even just getting into normal life. Like
Right.
the average person who gets into life, how do you fucking start that? You go through 4 years of partying through college. I am a degenerate. Like I love fucking having fun, dude. I'll do crazy shit.
I bet you're 22.
Yeah,
I
so I'll
bet.
do crazy shit. But at the same time, like it goes down and almost into that probability of success thing. Like make your life easy. Don't fucking make your life hard. And I think the people that bitch, one of my favorite things ever, dude, is I'm like super strict that we do not give refunds on any of our products, pretty much. Really rare cases, but we don't. Dude, I had a guy hit me with, I got super busy with life and I have, what did he say? I want to go get a job. I can't do this. I need my money back. And like, oh, bro, I'm so busy though. And he told me he broke his leg and a hospital bill in his car and all this bullshit. I'm like, bro, like I want to help you. I feel bad,
Right.
but that's not my fucking problem.
Right.
And I think that is so underrated online that people just need to hold more accountability to themselves and
They want the easy way
survival of
out.
the fittest, dude. I feel
Yeah,
like the people
exactly.
who do it the best are the ones that win.
100%. Everybody wants a shortcut. Everybody wants an easy way out, and they just can't seem to do the fucking work.
It's insane. It's fucking crazy. It borderline pisses me off a bit. That's why I like stay away from them. I'm also a big isolation person. Like I'll stay alone for a bit. I live alone, thank God. I moved out when I was like 17, about to turn 18.
Wow.
Dude, I'll chill alone for so long. I did 16 when I was 16, 17, 18 years old, bro. Like I was since I left high school,
Mm-hmm.
I was home and I had boys. Like I'm not gonna say I was a fucking monk, but
Right.
like you guys got to realize if you're not going to school, imagine those sick days every day. Like you're just home and like there's nothing to do. I didn't have a plan. Keep in mind, I'm a normal 16, 17, 18 year old. I was trying to make money, but I didn't have a solidified plan.
Right.
Bro,
You were figuring it out.
it was lonely,
Yeah.
but it also made me very good at being alone, which has really benefited me from staying out of this bullshit of people's problems.
Builds character.
Fuck yeah. Yeah. I think it's made me like almost, it's gained a ton of knowledge, I think. I think there's
Right.
part of it too. Like even now today, dude, because I had an amazing, I filmed more this morning, not a full podcast, but similar. And I did a really good meeting with one of my students.
Nice.
Bro, I feel like I'm flowing today. Like my brain is like going great, but it also like sucks. I think there's downsides to it too. And was super alone, so it got me really good at business and being alone, which is, I mean, if you can block out all the bullshit in people, you're gonna get more
For
done.
sure. You're going to focus. Yeah.
So 16 to 18 being alone got me good at that. Contrary though, less social aspects, so less girls. I went to my first bar when I was 19,
Wow.
which is like in America, in Miami, Florida's
Unheard
insane.
of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I lived in Miami for 2 years. I didn't really even have a close friend there until I met my buddy Yash. Actually, just recently invested in his company. Great guy. Shout out Yash. Love that guy. He's like my fucking. I was like the pledge to the frat of me and him, and he was the fucking frat president.
That's awesome.
Bro, we've had fun in that, man.
I
We've had
bet.
fun.
Young, money, women,
Bro,
clubs, forget it.
tons of variables. Yeah, Miami's a dangerous place, man. It's a dangerous place.
Extremely.
A lot of pros, a lot of cons, just like everything.
What would you say is your superpower?
My superpower, I think, extreme ownership is the first thing that comes to mind.
Of what? Of self?
You have everything, dude.
Yeah.
Extreme ownership of any single thing that is in my realm. Like, dude, if I saw your iPad falling, I wouldn't instantly think if it fell, oh, you should have caught it. I would have been like, fuck, I could have caught it too. And I tell my team, I have a pretty big team. A lot of people work with me. I've been blessed that I can inspire people to work on my visions with me. And I tell them all the time, like, some person might be working on a problem, but if we have 5 people try to work on it in independent ways,
Right.
it's a lot more fucking likely that shit's gonna get solved.
For sure.
So part
Got
of
more
my
brain power.
Yeah, part of my version of extreme ownership is just I'll do anything in my power to get something done. I'd probably say that's my biggest skill. That, and I think I can talk well in the sense of like not really selling, but I just like I'll figure my way out. I can conversate with people well.
You're a
which
good
is-
storyteller.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's helped me out a bit. It's helped me with women.
I bet.
Yeah.
All right. I want to get a little bit deeper with you. Okay.
Fuck yeah.
I want to know, what is your relationship with God?
Love that. I love that. So we grew up Jewish, which is a little controversial. I really am trying to stay, and I hardcore. I always will. I'm very out of politics. I'll never fucking talk about the shit, just because I don't want to. There's no reason to. I honestly think it's kind of like bullshit. It's the furthest I'll say into it. I don't give a shit about it. With that, grew up pretty religious. My older brother's 3 years older. He almost died when he was 2.
Wow.
So my parents became really religious because of that. He literally couldn't breathe, purple in his crib. Brought him to the hospital. He was like dead for a minute, back to life. My dad's like, we're religious. We went into religion pretty hard, dude. 1 to 10, we were probably 8 or 9.
Wow.
Right, so intense. Which honestly, I love. I love that I had that experience, and we faded out of it a bit. Parents got divorced. Then when I left school too, it's just like we weren't super involved in it, but it's in my heart. For me now, I think that religion is the feeling of almost. It's a little what's the word? It's the like antonym almost to like how I live.
Right.
It's almost like not worrying, knowing you're protected. I think that's the big thing with religion, because if you think about it, it theoretically is all made up. It's all in my eyes fugazi, and it's what you believe in that makes you feel good.
Right.
So for me, that's it, dude. It's the higher power. It's everything above us, what we do, our world, and
Do you feed off of that? Does that give you strength? Does that give you?
I trust it.
Okay.
I trust it. I definitely believe in God. You know, I believe in God. I trust it. I pray. For any Jews, you know, I put on tefillin, so it's pretty much just like an intense version of praying. Pray
My wife is Jewish. My kids are Jewish.
Oh my God, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So you totally know.
I totally know.
Yeah, so yeah, I mean, we grew up Orthodox, especially. I mean, there's a good amount of audience is Jewish too. A lot of people know. And yeah, dude, I love it. I love the security of it, and it feels good. It's like a community. Last night I went out to like a dinner with like 25 Jewish people, a lot older doctors, lawyers, and shit. It was so funny, dude. It was like 7 lawyers there. The conversation we had of like this 22 guy making tens of millions to these fucking like corporate lawyers. Great combo.
That's awesome.
And also hella free legal advice. Shout out those guys.
And it's great because of who you are. It gives you the ability to be in those rooms, in those conversations.
Yeah. I went to next month, dude. That event I'm going to with Cardona, it's gonna be like a bunch of 50, 60-year-olds. This VC firm I talked to, who might be buying like a small percentage of what I'm doing. I said it before, and I'll say it publicly. It's like a hedge to my bet almost of confidence in myself.
For sure.
Getting $2 million off the blackjack hand.
Yeah.
The guys at this event in a month, dude, they're gonna be way older. The VC firm's like, dude, you're the youngest person I talked to. Which, funny enough, I almost sometimes I don't love, just because I think it reminds me. I feel like that I think I'm really naive. I think I mean, you have to be confident, but it is a weakness. It's not ideal. I wish there was a part of me that just second guessed everything, or maybe not second guessed, but realized a lot of stuff I'm wrong on. But I also think that's kind of okay. Like I'll make fuck ups and it's fine.
So I can relate to that because I was similar growing up. And it's not that you're naive. It's that you have a level of confidence within yourself, that you're not scared of failure.
Yeah, I think that's exactly it. I told my mom the other day I could lose everything. I don't even care.
Right.
And that fucking, she did not get it.
You know that you can rebuild it.
Yeah.
You know?
Which is interesting. I really am not scared of that though. That's one thing that's, when I had like a few $100K, I think I was way more afraid of going broke than now.
Right.
I don't know. I feel like it isn't even that bad. Let's go see my mom for a bit, live with her.
You're young enough to like really fuck up and rebuild in 2 seconds.
You know Alex Becker?
Yeah.
So I was like, this is the definition, by the way. Some people say like success is lucky. This was a lucky thing that helped me. In Monaco, F1 of 2022.
Oh, excuse me.
dude,
Excuse
dangerous,
me.
dangerous. Dude.
Monaco F1.
Yeah.
Wow.
Or 2023. Sorry. So this is like 9-10 months
Last
ago.
year.
Bro, dangerous place, super fun.
That's
Bro,
awesome.
so fucking expensive. Holy shit.
bet.
You guys think anyone who comes to Miami, you think that shit's expensive? Go to fucking Monaco.
Monaco's crazy.
So blessed for that trip. I mean, that alone, like, thank God I was able to do that with some cool friends. Dude, I'm in a fucking dinner, Nobu in the Fairmont Hotel. Who do I see at dinner? Alex Becker with his wife.
Wow.
They just came off. I think they were either getting engaged or just got engaged. I followed Becker a ton, and I have really looked up to him. I've learned from him. Never gotten straight one-on-one coaching, but he is, I'd say, a mentor of mine. I learned from him a ton. Bought his course like 2 years ago. $6,000-$7,000 course, iron, for anyone who knows. But either or, dude, I saw him, and he went to the bathroom. I followed him. And I was waiting. I was fucking waiting, dude. And I was really trying to get his number. I didn't. But long story short, bro, we had a 2-hour conversation outside of the bathroom.
Really?
His wife, my friends, everyone thought we were demented, like full sickos. And frankly, he definitely is. I kind of am. Bro, we were physically fighting. Like, not aggressively, in a teaching manner.
Right.
He was hitting me with, like, the don't be a bitch. I also, like, fully, not TMI, but I'm open with shit. I don't think, I'm not a bitch. I was crying. And I think I want to tell you guys that because I think it is an important variable of this.
Right.
Bro, I told him straight up, like, at a point in my life, I had a lot going on. I had my agency, I sold out of it in December, kind of fire sold it to my partner. But at the time of this, I was running my agency, coaching, and trying to, like, keep my e-com store at that point doing like 40K. It was way higher before when it downturned. So I'm trying to do all this shit, and I was making a few $100K a month top line.
You're like trying to keep it afloat.
Keep it afloat, keep it profitable, bro. It's so hard. And I pretty much told him, like, dude, Alex, like, I'm 21, I'm doing so well, but I'm not, like, profiting a lot. I don't think I spend that much. So it's all business. I know it's not a personal issue. I don't spend that much personally. Right. So I'm like, and I tell him, like, I don't know what's going on. Long story short, at one point, he's like, don't be a bitch. He's like, hit me. I'm like, what the fuck do you mean hit you? Bro, he just had me sucker punch him in the chest.
Really?
Punches me back. I think he wanted me to hit him first so that it wasn't assault.
Right.
I don't know. Dude, sucker punches me, puts me in a chokehold. Doesn't squeeze, but he's like, I need you to realize pain is okay. And he wanted me to get into jiu-jitsu. I did like 10 lessons. I liked it.
What a great lesson.
Bro, 2-hour combo. I mean, we talked about so much. I think when he saw me cry, he was like, I feel like he saw that I might be on a good trajectory, and he wanted to just give me a little boost.
Right.
And one of the big things he told me too, I have a YouTube video covering the whole thing. He said, smell the roses more. So just because you are working hard doesn't mean you can't enjoy it.
Right.
Don't be fucking demented. Some people say, oh, enjoy it means go spend 20 grand on a fucking club. It's not what enjoy it means. Enjoy it means to enjoy it.
Right.
So the positive way to do that would still be you working on your businesses. Don't go take a month off. Don't go be like dumb. Take a second. What he pretty much says is smell the roses more. Don't do it in a negative way. Do it in a positive way. Just really feel what you're doing.
Appreciate your hard work.
That, dude, the whole don't be a bitch thing, and that'll figure it out. One thing he said is I'm super young, which it really hit me. By the end of the conversation, and my filmer was there too, thank God, because he got some good clips that we have proof of it in that video.
Awesome. Yeah.
Thank God, because people I feel like would not fuck. This is too OG of a story. Dude, he at the end, I was done crying and shit. He told me that I started way younger than him. And when it hit me that I'm 22, and for anyone watching this, if you're 16, younger, 18, dude, time is the biggest. There's nothing bigger.
I agree.
And we all, no human, I think, that is fucking breathing could say they don't have time, because fundamentally they do.
We all have time. How you manage it.
Yeah. And it'll always be like, dude, I was talking to my dad is dating a girl who has a kid.
Okay.
So I was talking to her. She's like 42. Her kid's 10. And I was talking to the kid. I'm like, damn, you're 10, dude. You got 12 years on me, dude. You're so young. You got so much life ahead of you. She looked at me and said the same thing. My dad said that to her. And I paused. I'm like, guys, like, how interesting is it that it's always there? You could be 2 years old, and fundamentally, like, you had some time pass.
Right.
You still have so much time. To a 20-year-old, when you're 10, like, you have so much time. You have 10 extra years. For sure. Dude, you guys look at me, anyone on this camera, but then you realize, dude, as you fucking get older, every second, every minute, every day, that analogy is present. And it's interesting. And use your time well. You can't buy time, but you can use it better.
For sure. No, what he said is correct. You definitely started a lot younger than most people.
Yeah.
It's a huge advantage.
Yeah. Because, bro, he was in the Air Force till like 25. That was what he said. When he said that, I'm like, holy fuck.
Oh.
He was broke and didn't even start until 25, like at all. And I was like, holy shit, that was like crazy to me. It still is, even that's why I like started with it. It's like it is nuts to think about that I could be at his I mean, I know has like 120. When we talked, it was just as he exited high risk too, by the way. So he just got wired like 100 mil.
That's insane.
Top boss shit.
Bro, I didn't start till 28.
Fair.
I'm 36.
But yeah, that's the thing. It could always be worse. It could always be better,
Yeah,
but it could always be worse.
For sure. Do you go to the gym?
Yes. So I did the jiu-jitsu a bit.
Right.
Did boxing for like a year. Boxing was the first thing that made me realize I can get bigger. I was very skinny growing up. So, bro, I was 5'3" at 15. Put on a foot 15 to now.
Nice.
So I put on a ton of height. I'm like 6'2", 6'3" now. And I would never lift, dude. My older brother was trying to get me into it, but I just never did. I think part of the reason was he, like every older... Do you have a brother?
No, I do not. I have a sister.
Okay, so similar with sisters. Siblings like fuck with each other.
For sure.
Brothers on brothers is the most intense, especially older brother to younger brother. It's just a fact, unless you're...
I have 2 boys, though, so it's going to happen
so
to
you
them.
see, yeah, how do they?
I have a 4-year-old and a 19-month-old.
Oh my god, it's perfect. It's the
Yeah.
same as me and my brother, bro.
Yeah.
They're locked in.
Yes, they're locked
They're locked in. Dude, yes, we have a 3-year age difference. Whatever. He'd fuck me up as a kid, you know. All love. I'm actually happy he did it. I think it made me stronger. One huge trait I actually have that I think is interesting if you want me to talk about, I don't get angry, like ever. And I think it's because of him, because he would get very mad and aggressive at me. And I just learned getting mad back would only result in more pain.
Gotcha.
So I never got mad. Shout out my brother. He really did like accidentally teach me that.
They have a high patience level.
Bro, like no one on my team ever has heard me scream. I've never gotten mad at any of them. I'll always just hit it with like, I don't care whose fault it was. If something didn't go our way,
Right.
it's not ideal. And on the contrary of like maximum ownership, dude, if something goes wrong, like in my eyes, it was so avoidable. And all I want to do is learn from it, have it get fixed and never happen again, and make the odds of it never happening again so extremely likely. But yeah, dude, I mean, super, super good. What was it with my brother? That 3-year age difference. Oh yeah, so he went hard on me, bro. And yeah.
Did that give you a level of discipline? And what does discipline mean to you?
I don't think that specifically gave me a level of discipline. What I've realized is I think discipline and motivation go hand in hand, because it's hard and also almost your goal. I guess motivation and goal is similar, because you can't really be motivated without a goal.
For sure.
So you don't need a goal. Some people say goals need to be super defined and shit. I don't really believe in that, because I think you could have a rough goal, even like something as simple as making more money. That's enough. But ideally, a more defined goal is better. Forget manifestation. It's just generally like painting the picture so you know what to focus on.
Right.
And I think manifestation too, it's a cheesy word. I don't know who developed it, but everyone now is like grossed out by it. Like, bro, if you told like a 25-year-old fresh out of college, like start manifesting, you'd be like, shut up, pussy. But
Right.
like, if you want something, just figure out what you want, make sure you're aware of it, and like focus on it. I
Right.
think it's a way less cheesy way of putting it. Either or though, dude, I don't think it was from that. I think it was just hardcore from I needed it. I still do. Like I need it. I want it so bad. And yeah, because of that, I've just been very disciplined, knowing that if I'm not disciplined, my want won't happen.
Has your level of success brought you any haters?
Oh, fuck yeah, dude.
How do you deal with them?
Holy shit. I mean, lately it's been like worse, more well, not more bad. It's been worse than usual.
Why?
The biggest thing that's intriguing to me is people will hate without facts. That's what's just mind-blowing to me.
Right.
And I think we can all like know why. People just don't like seeing other people do things that is better than them.
They're jealous.
Yeah. I related it to because I have 2 amazing lawyers that I have audit the shit I do constantly. I started this like a year and a half ago, knowing the one big thing I wasn't thinking about that could fuck me is if I was doing something illegal.
Right.
And I was like, I don't think I am, but I'd rather just double down, guarantee I'm not. Like that whole go hard, guarantee. So I got the lawyers.
Did
2 of
that
them.
start with the Apple thing that you were doing?
No,
No.
I didn't even get a lawyer for the Apple thing, dude. That was like Apple was 17. Lawyer started like a year and a half ago.
Okay.
A lawyer started when I had a guy. I did nothing wrong to him. He paid me $1,000 for a phone call. We did the phone call. I've had guys pay me $5,000 for an hour before. So he paid me $1,000. I'll go normally as cheap as $1,000. Now $2,500 maybe. A little more busy. After the call, like a month later, he wanted the money back, and I'm like, no. And then long story short, he tried to sue me. He found my address. I've
For
had some stalker
$1,000?
issues, bro. Not just that. He's like 60. Honestly, don't even want to get into the situation too much because it kind of is still ongoing. I've had a few weird like stalker situations, but this one was the weirdest because I was like fucking freaky.
Wow.
And I'm not worried. I'm a big gun guy. I have a ton of guns, crazy security system at my
Same,
crib.
big gun guy.
Yeah, so I'm not fucking worried. Like I'll tell people online gladly, even now, pull up to my crib, like you'll get fucking shot. So I have 3 dogs, bro. I'm big on that. But fundamentally, like it just sucks. And I think the best way to explain to people is it's like if you're really fit, really fucking like you look good, and you go to the beach with someone who's really fucking fat, and he brought a pizza to the beach and you brought a salad, and you both just look at each other and go, or like you're sitting on 2 chairs,
Right.
you both sit down, shirts off and shit, and he's eating his pizza while he sees you eating salad, he's gonna fucking want to murder you. Like he's just not gonna like you.
For sure.
That is the definition of people hating, and I just want everyone to realize that I get hated on bad, and I've deep dived it hard because I want to realize like why does someone hate me? Can I fix this? And 90% of it is people who don't know me, they know nothing about me, and they have no reason to hate. They're spewing bullshit or pushing out something bad. The 10%, and specifically it was a little worse earlier, a few years ago, now I've gotten way better, is just genuinely a customer I somehow fucked in some way, whether it be like forgot to respond to, had a call that didn't take, that we've gotten really good on lately.
Right.
The last few months especially, now my biggest thing is like our customer support through everything. Like if anyone ever pays us, those are the people I care about. And yeah, I deep dive hate hard. It's interesting, and I'm gonna be, it's a never ending thing I'll always continue to do. Understanding why someone hates me and trying to decrease it. As we said to it, like if you can be loved online, that's the biggest advantage.
Not to get too political, but has any of that hate turned into anti-Semitism?
Funny enough, no. I've purposely gone pretty hard on not going hard on the whole Jewish thing. Some people do. I don't want to get religion into it.
Right.
I think I really don't like that. I don't want people buying because I'm Jewish. I think that's a little malicious, almost
Right.
like targeting Jews because I'm like, yo, trust another Jew.
Right.
Some people do that with religions.
For sure.
I'm like, if 10 out of 10 was like fucking Ben Shapiro talking about politics and fucking all this shit happening in the world,
Right.
and then 0 was like someone who doesn't have a fucking beating pulse, they're dead. I'm at like probably a 1 or a 2.
Okay.
In a sense of I like very rarely will talk about it. I don't even let my team talk about it. Like it just, there's no reason.
There's no room for that.
I even tell my mom, dad, like it sucks for everything. I love what Trump said, and Steve also said it. Steve will do it. People just shouldn't die. That's not ideal. That's the only thing I want to stop. But fundamentally, it's not something I control.
Right.
It's not my world.
It's in God's hand.
Exactly. God's hand. They're way bigger people dealing with this shit. What I can do is do what I do well. That's my world. I want to make sure I'm good, my future family's good, my current family's good, and I have the biggest fuck you wall I could possibly build.
I like that a lot. Do you want a family? Do you want kids?
Yeah, definitely probably Jewish wife. Kids are trippy, man. I mean, you know.
I know.
I don't know.
Trust
I
me,
don't
you
know.
don't
I know a tiny bit maybe.
Does your brother have kids?
No.
No.
He almost kind of got married though. My thing is like I'm in a very ideal spot right now to meet girls. So I go and I have the ability. I've 10, 20 girls probably DM me a day. We get like 300-400 inbound Instagram DMs a day.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so I have like literally just like attractive girls that are hitting me up all the time.
Right.
Actually no, probably 80% of the ones that DM me are kind of mid. A few gems here and there, I'll skim them. Fundamentally though, for me, I just want to wait till it really, really, really feels right. So I don't know when that'll be. I definitely do know I want kids. I want a wife. But I think before you can make that decision well, you need like to have life figured out, which I do not fucking have. I think to an average person, maybe they think I have life figured out, but in my world, I don't.
I would disagree with you, and I would say that you have a large portion of life figured out. Right?
I don't have my life figured out, I guess is a better way to put it. I guess because if you say what is life, you'd probably say the average life and picture out like make money, have a family, have kids, die. You know, I have that figured out. You know, but like,
Yeah.
dude, it's just there's so many things, dude. Some of these fucking issues now I'm dealing with. Figuring out this whole Puerto Rico move at 22, when every person I feel like that I work with that I don't know well and trust. Like my team, I'm really good with getting a good team. Anyone who isn't good, I have bad vibes, I'll fire. It's a little harder, I've realized, with like contractors. With you guys, I mean, there's nothing that can go bad here. In the sense of like, you guys met, you just like friends, we're doing a podcast.
Right.
there's nothing bad that can go happen here. The only downside, maybe the podcast doesn't post, or like I pulled up here and it didn't exist, is probably the worst case. But
Sketchy as fuck.
dude, some of these fucking people, like CPAs, lawyers, even bro, doctors, dentists, these fucking people are way fucking scummier than what people like hate on online. You guys are fucking one guy hated, bro. I read a comment the other day. It was so funny. He said that I was gay because I got my cars purple and blue. And normally anything about my cars, I'll always just say like, what color is your, insert the car.
Just fucking
No,
jealous
but
that you have
it's
a McLaren.
dude, it's so interesting, and the true shit that needs to get looked at is like, dude, the fact that like the education system is like fundamentally ruining a lot of people's lives.
Yeah.
It's starting them off in more debt than the average American. Like
For
that's
sure.
where there's issues, and I just find that funny.
You saved yourself there from going to college.
Fuck yeah, dude. One thing too, it's almost similar to the starting late. I love that most people are in debt, especially 23, 22 after college. So like if you're not in debt, you already have such a good advantage. I feel like that feels so like good. So anyone watching this, I feel like that's like a very good, like you almost won already. You know, not being in debt's already a win.
Right, for sure.
Like having money.
That's a question. Why is Puerto Rico so important to you? Why couldn't you figure out a way to maneuver your taxes here in a way that could benefit you?
So, great question. I fucking love that. I've never been asked that. I've looked into taxes as much as someone in my spot would. I'm not going to say a ton because that's very relevant. Irrelevant. I've looked into taxes a good amount. I've worked a lot of different CPAs. I looked into international with Dubai. I mean, even buying passports, St. Lucia.
Got married there.
Oh, amazing. That's awesome.
Yeah, I love St. Lucia.
Dude, I haven't been there, but I was looking into everything you can imagine. Charitable trusts. I mean, even for anyone really advanced, an IOL set up with like a life insurance policy.
Right. I've heard of those.
Dude, everything. And Hormozy, the only thing I've ever heard him say I really don't disagree with, or I really do disagree with, is he says, I'm not going to figure out how to save money in taxes. I'm just going to make more. If I made 20 million this year, I'll pay the 5 mil because I'm just going to make 25 next year. Like,
right.
That works in that example, but why not do both?
Right.
And I think that anyone should use their time in the highest value possible. So if you can figure out how to get around taxes legally, avoid, keyword avoid, not evade. If you can avoid.
Yes, it's key.
Keyword. If you can figure out how to avoid taxes, that's a $5 million task if you're making, 15, 20 million a year.
Yeah.
So that's my perspective. I also think it's way too common. At least, dude, like my first CPA I had, she would just say, create deductions. At the end of the year, buy things. It's like, dude, if I have fucking 500K, I don't want to spend 300K to save money in taxes because then I have less money. Like,
right.
the fuck are we doing? So Puerto Rico is the easiest way, it seems, for me. It's going to cost me less time, the least time and money and commitment to move with also the least risk of failure. Like, it's just, it works. The American government is wanting Americans to move to Puerto Rico to revitalize the economy there. And because of that, they're funding them. It's almost like they could have done it shitty, or they could have guaranteed Puerto Rico to become super beautiful, which is what they did. Like, they told any American move there, you won't have to pay taxes. That's literally how to make a place really nice, 101. And yeah, that's exactly what happened. Look at Florida, state income tax.
Right.
There's way nicer. A lot of people with money moving here now because they want to save money in taxes. It's money flows where money goes, and people go where like money goes. And I love that Puerto Rico also, the people you meet there, dude, like
the Paul brothers.
Yeah, I've been there once. I'm going to go again now with my mom. I want to get her approval because I need her to visit me there. I don't want to go 6 months in a long time without seeing my mother.
It's nice of you.
Yeah. So I'm going to have her go. I'm also in the process of getting my private pilot's license. By the way, for you two and like just anyone watching, highly recommend.
Really?
$7,000 to $10,000 based on where you go. 40 hours. It'll take you 60, 70 hours total. And you could fly planes. It's cool.
That's crazy.
Because I want to buy a jet, chill jet, maybe like $500K, a mil and a half as my first plane. That way I can fly myself. No TSA, no bullshit, no customs. And
you got it all figured out. Look at you.
Yeah.
You got it all figured out. What are you talking about?
A little bit.
You literally have it all figured out. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
We all, dude. We're all, I don't know. I don't know. I guess there's to say you have or don't have life figured out is hard. It's more so, I mean, it's, I love the saying, I forget who I heard it from. Some things are like a bouquet of flowers. Like, the pot itself is one thing. The bouquet itself is one thing.
Right.
Yet there's 50 things that comprise it. So I guess, like, figuring out life is similar to that. There's, like, so many variables. And also a lot of them are opinionated.
And nobody has it figured out.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Everyone's just going rolling with it day by day.
And they do things that increase or decrease their chance of success with their goals.
For sure.
Yeah, that's what it is. Dude, I thought everyone thinks flying a plane is really hard. And funny enough, when I started flying it, I talked to the guy. It was like almost a similar conversation where he explained to me, dude, it's like almost winging it a lot of the time.
Really?
Like, you'd be surprised, dude. Like, first off, when you're learning, like, way crazy, because you test every crazy scenario. Emergency descent, if the right wing catches fire, what do? You like hardcore turn left and nosedive pretty much.
Wow.
That way the wind pushes the fire away from the plane.
Okay, that makes sense.
Bro, like insane
Is
training.
this like on an actual plane?
Yeah, bro, in the air.
No,
like,
I'm saying like where you're testing, or is it like a flight simulator?
no, in the air, in a real plane,
Wow.
fucking falling. These shitty ass planes too, bro. They put you up in a $30,000 like, bro. I'm talking
Propeller?
yeah, worse, bro. Worse. Like, I'm talking $200 like car you buy in Craigslist. Barely runs. That's the plane you use.
That's crazy.
But I need it because I realized the Puerto Rico move wouldn't work if I am not in the private like flight world.
Why?
People think private jet. They think 20 mil a year to, and 20 mil to buy, 2 mil a year to run. Like,
Right.
I ran the math. It's not that bad. You can get a good jet at like 3 to 8 mil. I want to be there ideally within like a year or two. I'm just gonna start smaller. And wait, obviously, till I have a bit more money.
Right.
I don't want to have all my net worth in a plane. Dude, cheap. I mean, like a plane I'd buy, Phantom 300 is a good example. Cheaper jet, 3.5 mil. Like, you'd look at it and be like, this is a real private jet.
Sits how many?
Sits 8.
Okay.
Like, nice too. It's
Decent
not
size.
not
yeah.
big, no couch, no shower, but like, I mean, solid
Right,
jet.
right.
And a mid light
And
size
you're
jet.
going Miami, Puerto Rico.
2
That's
hours?
what? Yeah, not even.
Bro, what I love is, dude, operating expenses on it, like a jet like that would probably cost me $500,000 a year, and then for every hour I fly, maybe $500, $1,000. The captain, the pilot, is what fucks you. So if you have a Phantom, you need 1.5 pilots. The half is if your guy's ever off or on a trip, bro. That's $400,000 a year just for the pilots.
Wow.
And what I hate the most is it isn't. I love, like, if it's $500 an hour, I'll rip that, dude. To go on a jet,
Right.
it's fun as fuck.
So if you fly yourself, you're saving that cost.
Exactly. So yeah, it's pretty much the flight guys are really hard to get. You don't want to have one that isn't full time because then you have to wait and schedule it in a bit. It's
Right.
a bitch. So I was like, fuck it. I honestly would trust myself 2 more.
There's
Like,
no age limit.
no, dude, you could do it at like 12.
Really?
But I'm curious what you think. Would you rather, if you were going in a jet and flying a lot, would you rather be flying it knowing you control it, or like have a flight guy? Forget convenience, solely safety. That was my main argument I was talking to my boys about. Like, just on a safety basis, I like knowing I'm in control. If something
Right.
goes wrong, it's my fault. I can handle it.
Right.
I don't know. I like that.
I can see both sides.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I can see both sides because I like to drive everywhere. So I understand the control feeling about it. But at the same time, I want to chill. Be on the plane, relaxing.
Yeah. One thing that sucks that's so funny is it literally almost doesn't make sense for me to get a nice plane because most planes look the same when you fly them. Like,
right.
it's a a yoke, the fucking power and shit. It literally, funny enough, actually, it is becoming more of a factor now than before. I probably will end up getting definitely something used and shittier almost inside, as I fundamentally will never be in it. I'll always be flying it, but I'll probably rent the captains here and there.
Right.
For maybe longer, or if I'm busy, you could always do that.
For sure.
Definitely 2 though. It sketches me out the idea of 1 pilot. Just for anyone, FYI, never ever do a jet with 1 pilot. I think it's a fucking scary ass like idea. That if God forbid something happened, you would have to take over. Oh,
You better know how to fly. You better know what the fuck you're doing.
Hit me up. I got the connects.
All right. Let's start landing this plane. Give me a tip for any struggling entrepreneur, anybody wanting to have the level of success that you've had. What would you tell them?
I think that, we talked about it here and there on and off. The idea of doing well, it isn't difficult. The barrier of entry of success is not that high, especially if you define it as like $1 million a year.
Right.
The question is, it either will happen or it won't happen. And why it happens or doesn't happen will be because of your actions. So if you want to hit your goals, do good actions, you'll hit your goals. And you have to realize it really is that simple. Good inputs will have good like outputs, and it all starts with you. So I think that's like my biggest piece of advice. And I wish someone told me that, when I started. That'd be huge.
Right. And I think to the point that we were saying earlier, it definitely requires some discipline, definitely requires some structure,
It's hard.
vision, and putting that all together and executing.
One buddy said it actually came this morning from that meeting I had. dude, this seems really hard, he told me. And I said, like, what do you want to make this year? He told me $2 million. I'm like, okay, most people don't make that.
Right.
It's going to be hard.
Yeah.
If you want above average results, almost every time you have to do above average work, unless you're leveraging shit really well. But even then, above average work will always help.
You can't solve a problem at the same level that the problem was created.
Agreed. Completely agreed.
Right? You got to go above it. Think outside the box.
Which is hard. Some
Yeah.
people can't. Survival of the fittest, dude. Like, I love that.
Me
I
too.
love the idea. I'm like very vulgar with my team in the sense of like aggressiveness. I love even that, like the man in the arena. I fucking love that. I might even get a similar, canvas like that. Dude, I have a sword in my crib. My dad got me a sword when I was 17. We got matching swords.
That's cool.
He's from South Africa. Different grow up, different world over
He's
there.
got an accent?
Yeah, hardcore.
It's cool.
Dude, he told me, and he was there, like, it was a different world there, dude. Like, he grew up in a different world.
Yeah.
Bro, he told me, like, it was scary. There was, like, a lot of violence. But one thing his dad taught him that he passed on to me is it is war. The second you wake up to the second you go to sleep every day and you're on this planet and you're working, doing whatever you're doing, if you do anything of substantial value, people are going to try to tear it down, kill you, rip it. And why he got me the sword was, I'll never forget, he told me, every day, no matter how good you're doing, remember someone's trying to take it all away from you. And that hit me hard. And I have a sword to this day right in my crib. As you walk into the office, it's hung on the wall.
That's awesome.
And I could take it off and fucking...
Go Jedi with it.
Yeah, I'll like stab a pillow here and there if I'm feeling fucking fiery.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
No, I definitely agree with that. It's definitely great advice from your dad.
Shout out Pops.
Yeah.
Shout out Pops. Yeah, family's huge, dude. And everyone has pros and cons, how they grew up. There's the guy out there that has the tough family situation that bitches about it, and there's a guy that doesn't give a fuck. So that's my thing, too. There are pros and cons to my childhood. Definitely way more pros than some of the shit I've heard. I have, thank God, a great childhood. But
I can tell they've definitely shaped you. They definitely molded
100%,
you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. Shout out the fam.
It's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Jacob, where can people find you? What's your YouTube? What's your IG or TikTok?
Easiest place, I always tell people, like, forget them all. I don't want to bombard you. Just TikTok is Make Money with Jacob. That'll lead you everywhere else if you want it. And simple.
Make Money with Jacob. I'll make sure to put that down below.
Fuck yeah.
Man, it's been a pleasure and an honor meeting you.
This was great, dude. This was great. Love
You
the questions.
are a driven, motivated, and someone that people should be looking up to. Seriously.
Appreciate that, bro. Appreciate it.
I commend you and I congratulate you on your success. Keep up the
Okay.
good work, man.
Oh, yeah. Appreciate it.
Appreciate you, man.
Yeah,
Thanks for coming.
Thank you for having me, bro.
No problem, man.
Fun.
Guys, 22 years old, fucking killing it. You guys can learn a lot from Jacob. I'm not sure if his mentorship course is open yet, but follow him to find out. Appreciate you guys. Like, subscribe, hit that notification. I'll see you guys next time.
This is the Leo CLIMACO podcast.